Welcome back to the Gen 42 Games YouTube channel. I thought we'd take a look at Cheese Thief, a great little game in the Gen 42 Games stable, an award-winning game, no less. Great little cute mouse on the box there, a little bit of cheese thievery going on. Let's see what's inside. Boom. Got some instructions. We'll look at those in a little while. Then we've got what, if I'm not mistaken, is a little bit of foam that actually is the cheese that is going to be feathered upon. So the cheese token there. We've got some dice cups here. 8 of these, 4 there and 4 there. And then we've got some game cards. We've got the Cheese Thief card, this bad boy here. Then we've got, I believe, seven sleepyhead cards, and then one final card for a different version of the game called the Fallen Mouse card. So that's that. Boom, boom. That's all in the box. Other than 8 6-sided, lovely kind of rustic-looking wooden dice. Brilliant. Let's get into how you play Cheese Thief. Let's steal some cheese. Come on. So now we have all the various elements of the game out of the box. Let's go into a little bit more detail with them and do a little bit of gameplay. Let's imagine we're playing a 5-player game. So we'll need 4 cups plus 1 more. It gives us 5. We'll put those aside. And we're going to need 5 dice. So we'll just take 3 of the dice and put them over there. Now, there are great instructions on this game which will explain how to play with each different number of people. If you're playing 4-player, for instance, you would use all 8 dice and a player would throw twice and choose to be awake 2 different times of the night, which we'll get into in a moment. But for simplicity, we're going to explain it as a 5-player game. There are Sleepyheads, Cheese Thief, and then there is the Full Mouse card, which we won't get into right now. We'll explain that another time. So we're going to need always the cheese card, and then we're going to need another 4 cards, 4 Sleepyheads, to give us our 5 players. You would take those cards and give them a really good shuffle, shuffle-uffle-uffagus. You keep the Cheese Thief, the cheese actually somewhere where everybody can see it and reach it easily, because this is a game of social deduction where you're not going to be able to see with your eyes. You're going to have to make some guesses based on information that becomes available to you during the game. You would then deal out the cards face down so no one knows, or no one else knows other than the player in the moment, what card they've got, whether they're the Cheese Thief or a Sleepyhead. You would also, each player would then roll their dice and stick that rolled dice underneath their cup, very simply. Now, depending on how you do it, however you want to do it, the important thing is that by the end, no one knows the dice that has been rolled underneath that cup. So then each player would turn his card over and work out who he is. So we've got Sleepyhead. Here's our Cheese Thief. Everyone else is going to be a Sleepyhead. So we know that this player here would know, okay, now I'm the Cheese Thief. Depending on what number they had rolled, for instance, the Cheese Thief here has rolled a 3. And now that corresponds to 3 a.m. in the night. So we've got 3, we've got a 2, a 1, a 1, and a 1. Loads of 1s. Let's imagine this one, just for illustration purposes. Imagine this guy rolled a 4. 1, so we've got 2, 3, 4. So you need a moderator for this game. We've also got an app which you can use on your phone, simple as Ari, just to kind of like talk you through this next bit. Or you can have someone in the game do it. The moderator's role is to call out the hours of the night and give a quick time sort of countdown for someone to open their eyes in their chosen hour and look around and see what's going on. So we know that this guy, so where is it? We've got 3. This guy's waking up at 2. We've got 1 a.m. Okay, so over here. So the moderator would say, okay, it is now 1 a.m. And then he would count down from 10. So he'd say, it is 1 a.m., 10, 9, 8, and he would count down. In that 10-second period, this person who had thrown number 1 gets to open their eyes and look around and see, is anyone else awake? Now, we know that there's someone else has thrown a 1 here, this person. So both of these guys would open up and they would look at each other and see, okay, we're awake. And the cheese is still there. Okay. Now, if you do wake up, you are allowed to look under just one other person's cup. So you could look and go, oh, this person's going to awake at 4 a.m. Okay. So we know this person awakes at 1, sees what's going on. The cheese is still there. Okay. Very, very simple. Now, this person is this the Cheese Thief? No. Where is it? Okay. So this person would, when wake up, when the 2 a.m.'s called, he'd look around, cheese is still there. When the cheese thief hears 3 o'clock come round, no matter what, the cheese thief has to take the cheese. So 3 a.m. comes around, the moderator says it's 3 a.m., counts down. The cheese thief has to then take the cheese, hide it somewhere. This cheese is very flexible, very easy to kind of just hide up your sleeve or somewhere. No one's ever going to know. Cheese gone, you know what I'm saying? Cheese thief occurred. So he goes like that. Who has got hour 4? Hour 4 over here. Then the 4 a.m. guy wakes up. This sleepyhead wakes up at 4 a.m. and he looks, he realizes, there's no cheese. So he can then deduce that the cheese must have been stolen at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. Very simple. And the game continues all the way through all the throws of the dice, 1 to 6, so 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. And all the different people who've thrown those different numbers represent those hours get to open their eyes and see what's going on. That's phase 1, the nighttime phase. Then we have the daytime phase where actually everyone gets to discuss what happened. Now, the cheese thief's going to lie. And if the cheese thief, let's imagine the cheese thief through 3 a.m. This guy also woke up at 3 a.m. If that happens, the cheese thief wakes up. He knows he's got to steal the cheese. This guy's a sleeper. He's woken up. This guy now becomes what's known as a follower, and he is now in league with the cheese thief and wants to work with the cheese thief to deceive the other sleepyheads so he can get a share of the cheese. So in the second part, so the nighttime, the calling out, the opening and the stealing and the moving around, that happens. Then there's discussion time. The moderator can decide how long that is. Then it's time to vote. At which point the moderator might say, okay, we're going to vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, vote. At that point, everyone, however many players you've got, all just point around the table. I think it was him. It was him. It was her. I think it was based on all the information they gathered. Whoever gets the most vote has to turn over their cards. Let's imagine for some reason, who's the follower? This guy's the follower. Imagine the follower did a great job of deceiving everyone. If everyone chose him, whoever gets the most votes has to turn over their card. He would turn over his card and people would see, you're not the cheese thief. Therefore, the cheese thief wins because he deceived everyone. If everyone doesn't believe the story of the cheese thief and everyone votes for the cheese thief, he has to turn over his card and he doesn't get the cheese and everyone else wins. That's it. A very, very simple, quick, easy to understand, delightful little game from Gen 4 2. Beautiful elements, simple gameplay, but fun. And you can imagine playing this with your family and your friends and trying to work out who are the liars and who are the truth tellers and who did what when. Great little game. If you want to pick this up, it is available on our website. Very popular game. I'll leave the link in the description and you can get it from our website and from all the other stockists that stock our games around the UK. I hope that you check this out. Like I say, award-winning, very well considered, great little game from Gen 4 2. Cheese Thief. Till next time, keep playing what you love. Take care. Laters.